Welcome back. If you're new, you can have me scuttling around inside your skull by subscribing. Click the bell notification and you won't miss anything. To ensure that you get the best and most immersive creepy experience with this horror story, please wear headphones or turn up the volume. This is the most terrifying horror story on YouTube. The spider in the corner. Angry wind outside the family home. Baby almost asleep. Quiet inside. The baby was exhausted. It had been a fun-filled day. The smells, colours and shapes of Dad and Mum gave her security and comfort. Baby thought about the 9 months she lived and grew in her mother's womb. She remembered the soothing effect of listening to classical music. Baby Jade had been fed, bathed and entertained by her dad, who tried to read her a gentle story. Jade loved her cot. She loved the nighttime silence. She smiled listening to her mum and dad talking, laughing and loving downstairs. Baby Jade was almost asleep. Tiny, beautiful blue eyes, still open, gazed into her bedroom's darkness. Her bedroom was small, but not claustrophobic. Baby loved her environment, and she knew she was safe and loved by her giant parents. Baby sensed something was different about her room. Her tiny brain tried to work out what had changed. Her eyes now adapted to the night dark. She recognised the usual shapes, but she did not recognise the black shadow that was 3 meters away from her vulnerable body. In the upper corner of her room was a blackness that wasn't there before. Baby Jade was drifting into dreamland. Her eyes half closed now. Suddenly her eyes opened wide. Her frail body tensed when the tapping and scuttling sound started. Her wide eyes focused on the dark shadow in the corner. It wasn't there anymore. Baby wasn't scared. She was curious. Whatever was making the sound on her wooden floor moved very fast. Baby listened. Then the scuttling in the dark stopped. The silence gave just enough time for Baby Jade to continue down the pink, fluffy spiral to restful deep sleep. A few hours passed. Sweet home was dead silent. Dad and Mum spooning in deep sleep. Baby Jade had a terrifying dream. She woke up wanting wanting Mummy to comfort her the only way mummies can. She started to cry, but no screeching sound came out of her tiny mouth. She went to move, but Baby couldn't. She was overheating. She was lying in her cold, damp sweat. Baby Jade was confused. She was terrified. She didn't understand what had happened. Baby managed to move her eyeballs around their tender sockets. Tears managed to escape and fall from her tired eyes. She noticed the dark hand-like shape in the corner had returned. She watched as it jumped into her cot. The shape reminded her of Daddy's large hands, but this hand had much longer fingers, and more of them. It kept very still, just below Baby's tiny left foot. When Baby Jade was previously asleep, the spider injected venom, paralysing her infant central nervous system. Now Baby's just woken up and she's paralysed. Suddenly the huge spider scuttled fast up the soft baby body towards its hot head. Then the black spider contorted itself through Baby Jade's tiny mouth, burrowing into Baby's throat. It laid 13 eggs inside the esophagus. Throughout this ordeal, Baby Jade was awake. She felt everything, unable to scream for help. After a further 3 hours of pain and discomfort, it was just too much for Baby Jade's tiny frame to cope with. No one knew what really happened to Baby Jade. The family doctor recorded her sudden departure as a cot death. I'm the voice of the spider demon. I occasionally attack babies. I'm a spiritually powerful demon. Oh yes, it was me. I laid my eggs in Baby Jade's throat, ending her short life. But because of my demonic actions, I actually saved many people from suffering and pain in the future. Yes, my powers show me your true future. If Jade lived, she would have caused her parents to split up due to stress. She'd grow up to be a nasty piece of work as a violent teenager. And when she becomes a young mother of 3, she'd emotionally neglect her children and manipulate social services so they wouldn't intervene. This negative cycle would continue with her oldest child stabbing the youngest in the heart. Jade's middle child would commit suicide due to guilt and loneliness. I'm the spider demon that can see into your future and target those newborn to be bad. You'll see me many times scuttling around, watching you from those dark corners, just making sure your future will be a positive one. If you enjoy listening to my voice, watch another video right now and remember to subscribe. Leave me a comment. I'd love to know your thoughts. And one of you listening right now is going to have me knock on your window in 4, 3, 2,